Hello, my name is Skeptical Spectrum. That's what my parents called me. I just have to live with it. I am going to tell you today how increasing minimum wage does not increase inflation, does not make prices go higher. All right. So raising minimum wage does not raise prices. Let me tell you several reasons why it does not. Increased productivity happens. And that's because you get higher quality workers to do everything. They do everything faster and better, and things don't have to be done over. So it's going to save a lot of money for employers. Sales versus wages, widget versus wages, sales versus wages, widget versus wages. Oh, yeah, that's like the definition of productivity that I'm using. You get more work output put per dollar you pay your employees because they are higher quality employees. They're better at the job. You can afford to pay people that can do what you need them to do instead of having all these other problems. And so they'll even probably find ways, smarter ways to do what you're already doing for you. And that is why you want to raise the wages for people. And that's why we would want the United States to mandate a raise in the minimum wage. There's less turnover, right? Because people are happy with their pay and therefore a little more happy with their job. Pay does help determine whether you're going to stay at a job. So if you get a lot of people that are sort of slyly quitting, or they're quiet quitting, or they're just plain old quitting, they won't be quitting because you'll be paying them adequately. And hiring new people is expensive because you have to advertise that you're doing this, and that can cost. Costs always costs in terms of labor cost, right? You're doing the labor, somebody's doing the labor, but some to advertise, you may have to pay something, especially if you're wanting a good platform to advertise on. Hiring new people is expensive because you're going to have somebody doing the interviewing. And that might mean that you're taking someone from their normal job, like a leadership job, or several people from that, because sometimes people do like committee style hiring. They want the whole work group to see this person. You're going to take more time and be paying those people for their times to help with the interviewing. Or you may, let's see, hirers, yeah, they, like I said, hirers may be paid or maybe pulled from other duties. And so that means less productivity, basically. So you want to raise the minimum wage, and you want to go ahead and raise wages for some of your people who may not seem happy with their pay. Minimum wage, raising the minimum wage doesn't raise the rest of the wages. And I'll explain that about low earning people who don't have the resources. I'll explain that in a bit. You may need to increase HR staff if you're going to have this increased turnover. It's going to be like an invisible cost at first. You're going to say, "Oh, we're going to finally find somebody who is willing to take this not so bad pay, but not so great pay to do a job." They might quit not just because they have to go because they know of a better place to go. They just might quit, and that means you're going to have to hire more people, and you might have to build up your HR department, which costs money because a lot of these people have degrees or they're highly trained staff, and they're just going to cost you a lot more money than paying people more money once they are hired, right? So that's your HR staff that you don't want to have to build up and bulk up and have them not creating any of your widgets. They're just creating your staff, right? So higher paid populations, it means that more people may solicit your business, increasing dollars in versus dollars out. Again, you've already got a business that's chugging along better because you've got better employees. And now you're just maybe your services are piling up or your widgets are piling up, and you want more people to come and buy those widgets. They're going to, because the general population is paid more. There are people who can't even buy stuff that will become able to buy stuff. A more stable customer base means more predictability, less work planning for less. You'll be doing less work planning for ups and downs because you have ups and downs. I think all businesses have ups and downs, but with a more stable employee base, you're going to just have you're going to have a more stable customer base. That's what I'm talking about, not employee base. Um, and so less need to hire folks to manage the ups and downs of the business. And also, though, you are going to have a more stable worker base, which means that you're going to not have to do the extra work. I don't mean just the extra work hiring. You're gonna not have to do the extra work thinking about all those different phase changes in your sales and productivity and ups and downs, right? So the lowest earners in our country, the United States, aren't buying things that are necessities like oil changes and new tires and food products that would be better for them, that they might be not even having the transportation to go to the store to buy things. Also, they may not have the reliable transportation to get to work, right? So I know that people put that on their applications, but that doesn't mean that a person who has reliable transportation today isn't going to have unreliable transportation in the future. It's likely that it's going to happen because so many people are being paid so low that they have to avoid paying for necessities. Their what will raise prices is their health costs too, because they can't pay for their health costs. Their health is going to be getting worse. If you're not getting paid well, you can't manage your health very well. And so not only are you going to like drop out of working, not buy as much, but you're also going to be costing the system much with all the healthcare you're going to need, the extra healthcare you're going to need in terms of stress and real types of physical disorders. So lowest earners start buying things that provides more stability for your business too, and it also allows you to make more money without having to raise prices, because you don't want to raise prices unnecessarily because that might start to lower demand, right? But you will have, with the same price, more income, and it will be just as easy to acquire because you have higher quality staff, right? So you're going to have happier staff, and happier staff also means fewer headaches for you, and more headaches for you, the employer, costs more. It's less drugs you'll need to take. And I don't just mean medical drugs. I mean, I know you go home, you smoke some weed, or you drink some of that bourbon or something to get over the stress. Your stress level is going to go down. That means your health care costs are going to go down, your personal health care costs. So there's a narrative out there that says that because you raise minimum wage, that somehow magically every employer is going to, or owner of a business and or company that, a corporation, whatever, is going to have to raise things. No, no, they won't raise things for that reason. They already raise prices on a regular basis when they think they can get away with it. That's what drives up prices. They like to raise their prices and lower the wages in real terms because that just makes them tons of money. But that's not going to translate to every business. And that is not going, yeah, and that's gonna, how do I say this? Yeah, most of you aren't, insane corporate people. But also, I actually believe that the calculation for corporate, like large corporations who have all this power, I think that they're getting more money, sort of in a way cheating and hurting people. But I don't think that they realize that having a really good business that you really enjoy all the people there from top to bottom is worth the money. Because if you're a corporate leader and yeah, whatever that is, if you're on a corporate board, if you own a large business and you keep thinking, I'm not making enough money, I need to make more, and you keep cheesing people out, if that's a real expression, to make more money, What's happening is making the more money makes you feel good for a short moment, but then it stops feeling good. So you're basically putting yourself through a cycle of trying to make more money, more money, more money, and you're not getting happier. And you're probably mystified why you're not getting happier. And if you understand this principle I'm teaching you, is because you actually want to have a good business where everybody from top to bottom is being extremely effective and is extremely happy, because that will make you proud. So, having a national minimum wage of 15 to $22 um, is not going to cause inflationary pressure. Okay, have a good one.